Previously on One Piece is Hilarious, Mr. Prince, Soga King, and Robot Boy lead a daring rescue mission for Nico Robin and her cowboy hat on the sea train headed for Enies lobby. Unfortunately, their efforts are thwarted by Rob Lucci and the Goon Squad, and in the chaos, Robot Boy is taken hostage as well. Meanwhile, the rest of the Straw Hats follow behind in a train with the Frankie family and a big old frog who also wants to beat up Rob Lucci. So after their mission fails, Mr. Prince and Soga King regroup with Captain Crackhead and his sleepy swordsman, his money-hungry navigator who refuses to wear clothes, and Dr. Chopper from New York City. And together they prepare for the fight of their lives at Enies lobby. Will Captain Crackhead save Nico Robin? Will Frankie ever put on pants? Will Nico Robin find her cowboy hat? Find out this time on One Piece is Hilarious. Oh boy, it is good to be back. And if you haven't seen the previous videos and want a little bit of a preamble before we get into it, don't worry, I've got you covered. For starters, Robin was kidnapped by Rob Lucci and the rest of CP9. She agreed to go with them because if she did, they agreed that the world government would just let Luffy and the other Straw Hats go unharmed. So at this point, she still believes that that was the right decision to be made. Like, she really loves these guys. The problem, obviously, is that Robin vastly underestimates the lengths that these maniacs would go to get her back. And also, Soga King is actually Usopp. He crashed out after the Mary got boat cancer and ended up leaving the crew after he challenged his captain to a duel. He's since come around, though. He understands that was the wrong thing to do, and he feels real bad about it. Feels so bad, in fact, that he feels like he can't show his face to any of his friends, and thus Soga King was born. So Usopp is Soga King, and that's really funny because no one's talking about it. Like, don't get me wrong, everyone knows, or well, everyone except Luffy and Chopper knows that Usopp is actually Soga King. Adorable for Chopper, hilarious for Luffy. They're both really stupid, but anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, right now, everybody's on the same sea train headed for Enies lobby. And Soga King is talking to the rest of the Straw Hats as he tells them about what him and Frankie got up to, and how CP9 found him and Frankie with the Mary, and how Rob Lucci and Kaku ended up dropping the already severely damaged Mary from a very high place, making it crash into the ocean. That leopard bitch did what? I saw the whole thing, Luffy-kun, and I would have stopped it had I known what that shit meant to you guys. I hate that top hat wearing son of a bitch. Oh my god. All right, everybody, listen up. Now, as we all know, earlier this arc, we lost a dear member of our crew that also happened to be the place we were living when we were sailing the seas. So since we're all technically homeless, I need everybody to fight even harder than we ever have before. And I also need you guys to fight different. I need everybody bloodthirsty and acting crazy. Like, Sanji, I want you to kick a woman while we're here. Luffy, you know I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to hear it, Sanji. Equal rights, equal fights. If a lady stands in between us and Robin, I want you to kick her right in the face. Well, if I have to kick a lady, then I think it's only fair that Zoro has to fight someone that isn't black. That's a good idea, Sanji. All right, Zoro, you gotta have a 1v1 with someone who isn't black. Okay, but I feel like I already do that. Zoro, please! This isn't a debate. I know it's hard for you, but just fight someone who isn't black. Oh my god! If you guys are done, maybe we can go over an actual plan for when we finally get to Enies lobby. So Paulie goes over the plan and explains that him and the rest of the Frankie family are actually gonna make it to Enies lobby first and fight their way through so the Straw Hats only have to worry about Rob Lucci and the rest of CP9, which is a plan that Luffy can 100% get on board with. He low-key does not care about anything else. I mean, he definitely wants to get Robin back, but more than that, he wants to find Robert bitch-ass Lucci and teach him a lesson for what he did to the Mary. He's so ready to beat him up that he doesn't even wait for Paulie to finish explaining the plan. Like, he hears Paulie say, Luffy, you can fight Robert, and he just stopped listening immediately. While everyone is still going over the plan, this lunatic Gum Gum rockets himself out of the train and onto the fence of Enies lobby. He's the first person on Enies lobby, and this crazy bastard doesn't waste any time. He runs up to the gate and just starts punching people. I know the Marines were confused. Like, they're on guard duty. It's supposed to be just like a regular day. Like, yeah, you got a couple of high-profile people in here, like there's Cuddy Flam and Nico Robin. But it's just supposed to be a regular day at the office for these people. So imagine how they would feel just being a Marine at the gates, and all of a sudden you see a maniac running full speed at the gate. They're like, who is this? What? Hey, whoever you are, slow down, all right? You must be going the wrong way. Like, this is a government building. And while they're trying to talk to this guy, this maniac just starts punching him. Luffy does not waste any time. He is running around causing chaos in Enies lobby, screaming for Rob Lucci to quit hiding and come out to fight him. Speaking of the Marines and their perspective and all this nonsense, I think it's time we introduce the main bad guys of this arc. That's gonna be Rob Lucci and the Goon Squad. But also Panda Man Spandam. He's the leader of the entire group of CP9, a dastardly, cowardly bastard. But obviously, as soon as Luffy gets on the island, Spandam is aware of everything he's doing because he's, you know, not being discreet at all. He's just running around punching people. So put yourself in Spandam's shoes, all right? You are sure that there's nothing that's gonna come of this, okay? Why would it, all right? The CP9 agents that are under your employ already whooped these lunatics. lunatics, and that was like a day ago. And you were waiting in the last building of Enies lobby called the Tower of Law. And eventually, you're just gonna walk Nico Robin right up to the gates of justice and complete your hard day's work and get whatever reward that you're gonna get from all this. But just to be safe, you send Bluno, your big body bartender, to go out there and apprehend the maniac that's causing trouble on Enies lobby. Robert! Where are you? Well, you sure are causing problems. Hey, aren't you? Oh, thank God, you're here. Okay, listen, can I get a Jack and Coke, some curly fries and nachos, and do you guys have cotton candy? What? Nami wants a vodka Red Bull, and Robin probably wants a Moscow Mule, maybe? Hey, you're not writing any of this down. Are you gonna remember it? Why are you telling me what you want to drink? Because you're the bartender and I haven't eaten yet? Like, why else would you be in my way right now? I'm here to stop you from destroying this island, Mugiwara. Oh, brother. Look, will you just tell me where Robert is? I'm tired of beating up fodder Marines, all right? Can you please just move? Who the hell do you think you're talking to, little man? You better watch your mouth. I spent the last 6 hours watching season 1 of Dragon Ball Z. What does that mean? Oh, I'll show you what it means. Bluno watches as the maniac that's been terrorizing Enies lobby starts to glow red as steam starts coming out of his body. What the fuck? Is that a transformation? Did you have that this whole time? You suit-wearing assholes think you can do whatever you want and get away with it. But you're about to learn the hard way what happens when you cross someone who has big dreams and a lot of time to watch anime. Get ready for the rubber boy Kaioken. Hey, quit playing. What is that transformation? What are you about to— Hee-yaw! Before Bluno can even finish his question, this maniac starts whooping his ass. Bouncing everywhere, knocking him down every single time. True to his word, this lunatic really has learned the Kaioken. He is hitting harder and faster than he ever did before. And there is nothing Bluno can do to keep up with him. Bluno is getting dog-walked for way too long, honestly, and no one comes to help him. It's hilarious. Meanwhile, Panda Man Spandam is still holding Robin and Frankie hostage in the Tower of Law. And he's feeling pretty good about himself. So good, he hasn't even bothered to check his messages in like 30 minutes. Like, he fully assumes the situation is either already taken care of or in the process of being taken care of. So just imagine being Spandam. You're feeling like hot shit, just waiting for the word that the maniac and all of his friends have been taken care of. And once you get word on that, you're gonna taunt Nico Robin some more because that makes you really happy for some reason. God, I hate him. But while you're thinking about all the shit you're gonna talk to Nico Robin, you get a phone call. And since you feel like enough time has passed, you decide to pick up the phone and check the situation outside of the tower. And that's why you ain't ever gonna get a man, Nico Robin. Now, hold on a second. I gotta take this. Yes, hello, this is Spandam, the very fresh and very fit Panda Man on— Well, hey, shut up. Shut the fuck up right now. Listen to me. Okay, who is Robert? What? Who the hell is Robert? There's a maniac running around laughing as he destroys the entire island like it's that episode of SpongeBob. He doesn't care. He says if we don't bring Robert out here now, he's gonna sink this whole island. And I believe him. What? He's not already arrested? What are you No! It's so bad out here. Look, let me explain the bullshit we've been going through. Listen, so first of all, a bunch of freaks that look like they live in the sewer showed up riding seahorses. They started dancing and fighting everybody, but we get out the giants, Oimo and Kashi, and they start beating up the sewer people, right? And we managed to close the gates so the rest of those lunatics couldn't get in. But then, we see the second train being driven by an alcoholic fish woman, and on top, there's a big-ass frog riding on the front of the train. So we see her drunk driving ass, and Big Frog are getting closer to the gates, and they just run right into them, jumping like it's a ramp in Mario Kart. So now there's a train flying through the air with a kung fu fighting frog on top, right? The train hits one of the giants into the ground and takes him out of the fight, and the sewer people beat up the other giant. So then the lunatics, the sewer people, and the kung fu fighting frog pop out and just start whooping everybody's ass. Kung fu fighting frog? Sir, please, look, you just shut up and let me finish, all right? So then, the lunatics and the sewer people start riding these big-ass seahorses through the streets of Enies lobby. No idea where they came from or how they're just riding them on solid land like that. Like, there goes everything I thought I knew about seahorses. We shoot a bunch of cannons at them to slow them down. But then, the giants that were on our side see all those crazy people beating everybody up, and they go, you know what? I like how you fight, crackheads. We want to get in on it too. So they get up and then they start fighting us. It's like the ass whooping they got gave them clarity. I've never seen anything like it. They got up and immediately decided they were going to fight with the rest of these maniacs. So now there's at least a half a dozen lunatics that definitely know how to fight for real, at least 100 dancing sewer people, a few shipwrights from Water 7 for some reason, a kung fu fighting frog, an alcoholic fish woman, 2 giants that decided they hate us for some reason, a crazy unhinged lunatic that's screaming Robert at the top of his lungs, and on top of all that, the king of snipers, Soga King from Sniper Island, is here too. King of snipers? What? Sir, please, we need leadership. Like, I don't know who Robert is, but have you considered just Letting these lunatics have him? Like, he can't be worth all this trouble, sir, please. So Spandam is freaking out. He quickly goes to look outside his window to see if everything he's heard from that phone call was true. And sure enough, Enies' lobby is devastated. He sees all the chaos and destroyed buildings. And Spandam also sees the maniac that he just got a call about beating the shit out of Bluno just outside his window. So mind you, this whole time, Bluno has been getting his ass beat. So he decides to use his devil fruit powers to air door himself out of there so he can collect himself and figure out what the hell is going on. Okay, let's think about this. All right, so I beat him up and he was no match for me. And that was yesterday, so there's no way he's this strong. Did he really travel the entirety of Snake Way and meet King Kai in 6 hours? What the hell happened on that train? You know what? It doesn't matter. I'll just sneak up behind him and I'll use my devil fruit power, turn his ass into a door. That'll stop him. Okay, 1, 2. I still don't see any drinks in your hand. What's up? Will you please just tell me what that transformation is, man? I'm going crazy. Well, if you must know, I call this transformation Gear 2. Now, are you gonna get Robert, or do I have to keep showing you how this is basically just the Kaioken? So Bluno is in a tough spot right now. He can't touch Luffy at all, but at least now he knows that it's not the real Kaioken. I think that would have actually been enough to push him over the edge. So Luffy goes to hit Bluno with one of his strongest attacks. Bluno hears him say, Gomu Gomu no Jet Bazooka. And Bluno gets ready for the impact. He uses the Iron Body technique. Bluno has decided to just try to tank the attack. Well, it's not really a decision because he literally can't move. Luffy's been whooping his ass for like a solid 15, maybe even 30 minutes at this point. So he can't get out of the way. He's just decided like, listen, come with me, Iron Body. So this maniac hits Bluno with a Jet Bazooka and Bluno takes it like a champ. So this unhinged crazy crackhead says, wow, you're still standing. That's pretty impressive. I would have thought for sure you would have went down after that. And he's like, guess I gotta do this. And he sticks his finger in his mouth and he says, Gear 3. Bluno hears him say that and just says, oh, hell no. And he passes out right there. Bluno gives up immediately. Like, he does not care. Like, that could have been a bluff. It doesn't matter. Like, Gear 2 whooped Bluno's ass for almost 30 full minutes. He had absolutely no desire to find out whatever the hell Gear 3 was. So Bluno becomes the first member of CP9 to get dropped by the maniac running loose on Enies' lobby. And mind you, Spandam was watching all of this from the window in the Tower of Law. He watches Bluno get his ass whipped until he finally gets knocked out, and then he sees the maniac that beat him up scream, pocket meat, as he pulls out 2 turkey legs from his cargo pants and just starts munching down like a feral animal over Bluno's unconscious body, which is terrifying. Like, imagine a crazy homeless person came to your job, beat up your coworker, and then pulled out a McChicken and just started ravenously eating the sandwich over your friend's body. And this is all right outside Spandam's window, so he's like, oh, hell no. I need everybody to get back here right now. Where is Rob? So Rob Lucci and the Goon Squad pull up and stare down the maniac while Spandam cowers behind them. And while they're all staring at each other, Spandam watches as one by one, the rest of the Straw Hats break through the ceiling and regroup with their captain until eventually, like a shooting star, Soga King, the king of snipers, appears on the roof as well. And that's when Spandam realizes everything, literally everything he heard on that phone call was true. Robert! You think you can escape me? I'll chase you to the ends of the earth! Just get out of here, Luffy. Don't do this. Sorry, Robin, but they dropped the Mary into the ocean. It's up. This island's gotta get blown up, and Puss in Boots gotta get his ass whooped. That's just how it is. You better listen to her, Mugiwara. This here snail could call in a buster call, and then hundreds of Marines will show up to erase you and this entire island. Every country that's united under this flag will make you an enemy. Oh my god, I don't care. Soga King, shoot down that flag. I'm tired of hearing him talk. Soga King uses his new attack, Firebird Star, and shoots right through the world government flag. These lunatics that have been crashing out all over the island have now officially declared war on the entire world government, which again, rightfully terrifies Spandam. He literally threatens them with a world war, and the Straw Hat said, bet, and started the war. Like, that's insane. Flag burnt. Robin, I still don't think things are as bad as you think they are, but even if that's true, wouldn't you rather be surrounded by people who can make you laugh? I mean, sometimes when everything's going wrong, all you can do is laugh. What did you say? I said sometimes when you're sad, you just gotta laugh. And I know nobody wants to admit it, but I'm pretty sure the One Piece is just the friends we made along the way. It's cliche, but it also means there's no way I'm letting anyone take my treasure away from me. You guys really want me back that much? Robin, we came all the way here and we don't even know what the world government did to you. Like, do you understand that? We have no concept of the severity of their transgressions towards you. They could have killed your parents or just called you a mean name. I don't care, they gotta die. There's no way I'm letting one of the funniest people I've ever met be taken by a bunch of suit-wearing corporate assholes. Now, if you want to see something really funny, you'll let down this bridge so I can beat the spots off that leopard bastard. Ooh, Robin, I can't wait to get my hands on him. Robert, stop running! Robin thinks about everything that Luffy said and also remembers a promise that her friend made to her a long time ago. He promised her that the sea is vast and one day she would find a group of lovable idiots that she could call family. This life is hard, but no one is born to be alone. And until now, Robin considered that promise little more than a comforting lie to help her keep living. But as she looks out from the edge, Robin finally sees the Straw Hats as what they've always been to her. A family that would literally rather sink the entire world than say goodbye to one of their own. Now finally accepting her found family, Robin screams to them, all right, you win. I don't want to die. I do want to live. Get me the fuck out of here. So Spandam starts to lose it. Everything is going wrong. These lunatics shouldn't even be here, much less have made it this far. So Spandam orders the Marines to break half of the bridge so that these lunatics cannot progress any further. But then something else terrible happens, okay? You got Nico, Robin, and Frankie. The reason that Nico Robin is here is because she's the demon child and one of the only people that can read the poneglyphs. The reason that Frankie is being held hostage is because he has the blueprints for Pluton, or at least knows where they are. And this entire time, you've been trying to get him to tell you where the blueprints are. So imagine Spandam's shock when, in the middle of this heated moment where the Straw Hats are shouting how much they love each other, you know, Frankie pulls the blueprints to Pluton out of his abs and then just sets them on fire right in front of you. Those blueprints were arguably the most important thing that you were meant to bring back to Marine headquarters. And this weirdo that does not wear pants has just set it on fire right in front of you. You are so fired. So Spandam sees that and he gets pissed. He immediately just pushes Frankie off the edge and lets him fall to the sea, much like how Lucci did to the Mary. But as Frankie's falling, Kokoro, the alcoholic fish woman that's drunk driving the sea train on solid land, crashes into the broken half of the bridge and runs right into Frankie, saving him from certain death. And while she's flying to the tower in the sea train, the maniac grabs the rest of his friends and jumps down to the train as it's entering the tower. Those crazy unhinged lunatics are now in the same building Spandam is. So he sets CP9 on all of them. He's like, I don't care what you do, just keep them away from me. And it's revealed that the Straw Hats need to get all 5 keys from each CP9 member so that they can use each one of them on the Sea Prism Stone handcuffs that Robin is in right now. So a mad dash to save Robin is about to begin, and Spandam is, again, very worried, very scared, he's hurriedly going to the gates of justice with Rob Lucci and Nico Robin. Meanwhile, the Straw Hats are collecting themselves and about to figure out what their plan going forward is. No, you drunk old hag, why did you do it? You came all this way for me. I told you to stop drunk driving or you were gonna get a DUI. Now look at you. Oh, Kokoro, why? Why? Oh, you're all right. Okay. Ah! Where are you, Robert? Mugiwara? This is when a CP9 member comes out. We're just gonna call him Zippermouth. I don't remember his name. I don't care. I don't like any of these people, to be honest. But Zippermouth informs them that they need to get the 5 keys if they do want to save Nico Robin. Which honestly shows how cocky all of these assholes are, because, like, I don't know, throw in some misdirection to make them waste time. Like, they really didn't expect them to wait. Like, it's just gonna make the ending of this that much funnier. But yeah, he deadass just tells them exactly what they need to do if they actually want to win. Like, Zippermouth full on is giving them all the information that they would need in order to save Nico Robin. And the funniest part about this is Luffy doesn't care. Like, he actually is telling the truth and helping the heroes progress further on their quest. And Luffy is like, shut the fuck. Where is Robert? He gets so tired, he swings on him before he's done telling him of what they need to do to get out of here. So Zippermouth realizes he said too much and probably should just get the hell out of here, so he takes off. So the Straw Hats split up. Each of them go off to handle their own CP9 agents while Luffy heads straight towards Rob Lucci. And almost immediately as they all split up, Zoro runs into Kaku, and Soga King runs into Jabra, and Sanji actually runs into Khalifa, the hot secretary that's a nightmare for HR. And when Sanji gets the chance to fight Khalifa, he of course does not lay a finger on her. She beats him up real bad and soaps him down, throws his ass down a flight of stairs. Chopper and Nami find him, and he's all soaped up and apologizing to Nami profusely. And Nami's like, whatever, like, we all knew you weren't gonna fight a woman anyway. Just let me handle Legally Blonde over there. You just, I don't know what the hell even, what is wrong with you right now? Why do you look like that? Like, he does look really funny, but what's hilarious is they straight up just leave him there. Like, even Chopper, like, they're on a time, like, they have to go, I get it, but it's just so funny. They see Sanji apologizing after a woman beat him up and threw a bunch of soap all over him, and they're just like, I mean, I hope you figure it out, dude. We gotta save Robin. They just leave his ass there. Nami heads up the stairs to deal with Khalifa, and Chopper keeps running through the tower to find more keys. Meanwhile, Soga King and Jabra start fighting a little bit, until Zoro's dumbass comes crashing through the ceiling of the room they were in, and with them is a giraffe for some reason. I know Soga King was confused. But before he can even collect himself and figure out what's going on, the giraffe tries to kick him. Zoro reacts immediately, tackling Soga King and saving him from danger. And this is when one of the funniest things in the world happens, okay? You see, earlier, Soga King found a pair of sea prism stone handcuffs, and he's just been carrying them around, hoping to get a chance to use them. They're the same type of cuffs that Robin is in right now, and the only way to get out of them is with the correct key, right? We went over this. This is the whole situation that they're in right now to save Robin. So when Zoro tackles Soga King, he looks down and realizes that he's now handcuffed to Soga King with those same sea prism stone handcuffs that only get unlocked if you have the right key, which is so funny because Zoro is confused. He's like, why do you even have these? So Kaku and Jabba are like, damn, that's crazy. And they keep attacking Zoro and Soga King. This is when Chopper's innocent ass comes running into the room, and all he sees is Zoro and Soga King handcuffed together being chased by a wolf person and a giraffe person. And he's confused, but he immediately just starts running with them. Like, hey guys, what's going on? Why are we running? And so they're like, Chopper, will you please just get out of here, all right? This isn't a game. Please find some keys. We are in serious danger. So now the situation is we need to find all of the keys to save Robin from the gates of justice, as well as Zoro and Soga King from each other. So I'm just imagining being Chopper right now. As soon as they make it into the Tower of Law, he runs into a soaped up Sanji that's crying and apologizing for not being able to hit a woman. And now Zoro and the King of Snipers is being chased by wild animals, and they tell Chopper that he's got to get out of here and find more keys, but this time it's for us. So Chopper keeps running into the tower to find more keys. God bless his heart. And he keeps running until he runs into Frankie getting his ass beat by the zipper mouth guy from CP9. And Frankie tells Chopper that he's only losing because he ran out of cola earlier, and if he can just reach into the fridge and throw him some more cola, he should be able to wrap this up really quick. So Chopper reaches into the fridge and tosses Frankie a bottle. Now what's hilarious here is Chopper throws him vegetable oil. It's not cola. Now I don't blame Chopper. I don't know if Chopper has even seen cola at this point in the story, so he just throws the first bottle that he finds. But it's funny because Frankie grabs the vegetable oil, puts it in his abs, and then he says, vegetable punch. And it's a really lackluster punch. Like Zippermouth doesn't even feel it, and he just punches Frankie again. And so after the Zippermouth guy punches him, Frankie's pissed. He's like, no, I said cola. This is vegetable oil, you stupid. Like, throw me another bottle. This time, make sure it's cola. And again, Chopper's innocent ass reaches into the fridge and throws Frankie another bottle, and it's still not cola. This time it's tea. What's hilarious to me is that Frankie doesn't read the bottles as Chopper throws it. Like, he doesn't see how this gag is ultimately on him. Like, Chopper, I don't know if Chopper knows what cola is. He's dead ass just a kid reaching into the fridge and throwing shit at a robot. He doesn't know what's going on. But Frankie opens his abs and puts the tea in, and it turns him all introspective. He's like, the inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. But needless to say, Frankie's pissed and frustrated. He's like, please, little raccoon person, please just throw me some cola. So Chopper reaches into the fridge for a third time and finally pulls out cola for real. Another funny thing about this whole thing is the whole time that Chopper's pulling things out of the fridge, the Yayoi guy, the CP9 agent that he just says Yayoi all the time. Again, I don't know his name because I don't care. I don't like any of these people, but he's in the fridge. I don't know, like, I think one of them trapped him in there. Deadass, I don't know. Like, he's just straight up just like taking a break inside the fridge. I don't know. I really don't. But every time Chopper opens the door, he's there. Every time he closes it, he's still there. It's really funny. But anyway, yeah, Chopper finally throws Frankie cola and he refuels. His theme song starts playing in his head and he prepares to walk down Zipperface. Frankie strong hammers Zipperface right out of the building. And now Zipperface is a little bit scared because Frankie actually has hands now. So he starts to run away with his key to make sure the Straw Hats don't get it. And Frankie takes off after him, following him outside, and he beats him up as soon as he catches up to him. Frankie takes the key and makes his way back to where he left Chopper. And when Frankie gets back to where he left Chopper and that Yayoi guy, he instead finds a giant monster who has just murdered the other CP9 agent in the room. So Frankie's trying to talk to this monster, figure out what the hell's going on, but the monster's not listening. The monster throws the other CP9 agent to his death and then starts climbing the Tower of Law like he's King Kong. And Frankie is confused as hell. The one thing he knows for sure is for some reason the monster was wearing Chopper's hat. So I don't know, either he stole it or it's just something weird's going on. Frankie just decides, you know, fuck, I better follow him. So Frankie starts climbing the tower as well. Meanwhile, Nami is fighting Khalifa in what must have been one of the most confusing fights in both of their lives. There's soap everywhere, Mirage clones, thunder indoors. It is chaos. And in the middle of all that, Monster Chopper bursts through the walls as he's climbing the tower. And then Chopper starts fighting Khalifa a little bit. Like, I know she was confused. Chopper picks up Khalifa's bat and throws it out of the room. But during the chaos, Nami managed to land her Thunderlance tempo on Khalifa, which ends her fight too. Frankie, who's been following Chopper up the building, reunites with Nami, and she explains that the monster that he's been following actually is Chopper, and they need to come up with a plan to get him back to normal. She also remembers that the whole reason she was fighting Khalifa was to get the keys for Robin, so she runs over to Khalifa and just starts ripping her clothes off. Ow! Strip! So now the Straw Hats have won won 3 fights and gotten 3 keys. So now we can go back to Spandam's perspective as he's walking Nico Robin to the gates of justice with Rob Lucci. And that's when all 3 of them hear the maniac of Enies lobby scream Robert at the top of his lungs. He is close. So Lucci's like, all right, that's enough. Just get Robin to the gates of justice. I'll go take care of this lunatic. So Lucci goes back to stop Luffy, and Spandam keeps walking Robin further into the Tower of Law. And Spandam is panicking. He's panicking so much that he goes to call for help and doesn't even realize that he actually used the Golden Denden Mushi, which doesn't communicate with anyone but a marine fleet that will come to his location and erase Enies lobby. Spandam's dumbass has just ordered a buster call on Enies lobby. So now, among all of the other nonsense the Straw Hats have to deal with, they're now on a time limit before the entirety of Enies lobby is destroyed. And what's worse is Spandam's dumbass pulls out the correct Denden Mushi after he already pulled out the wrong one. He pulls out the right Denden Mushi that can communicate with the entire island and just starts talking into that. I don't know, I can't even explain like why or how this happened. So he pulls out the golden Denden Mushi first, talks into it, summons the buster call, right? Then he pulls out the regular Denden Mushi, and this is when he is just talking to Robin still. Like, he's doing his whole like, yeah, I'm a high value man. That's why I ordered the buster call on Enies lobby. So he's literally just telling the entire island, I am the reason that if you guys stay here, you're definitely gonna die. This whole island's not gonna be here in a second. So now every Marine and pirate on Enies lobby knows that in a little while, they're all gonna die if they don't get out of here. Chaos erupts. Hundreds of Marines just start abandoning their posts and running for their lives. And because the entire island heard him, that means that Luffy heard him too. Better get out of here, bird. I don't want you to have to see what I'm about to do to your friend. Made it farther than I thought, but this is what you could at least let me finish my sentence. I don't got nothing to say to you. You was a silent protagonist in Water 7. Keep that same energy. We don't have anything to talk about, especially after what you did to the Mary. You're still mad because of that stupid boat? Why? It was a piece of trash. I think you might be the first person I just straight up murdered. Like, I don't think an ass whooping is gonna cut it for you, Robert. You need to be put to sleep. For good! Elsewhere, until they get the key they need, Zoro has begun using Sogeking as his sword, which is hilarious. He even uses Sogeking as bait to lure them in and attack. It's tough though, because Zoro has to fight both Kaku and Jabra while he's handcuffed to an idiot. And while Zoro's fighting in the funniest way possible, Monster Chopper bursts into their room as well. And Zoro's like, what the hell happened, Chopper? We just told you to go get keys. How did you turn yourself into a monster? But that's when Nami and Frankie appear out of nowhere as well, and Frankie blasts Monster Chopper with a coup de vent and sends him flying through the wall and into the sea, and Frankie jumps in after him. And Nami gives Zoro and Sogeking the key she took from Khalifa and frees them both from the handcuffs. Frankie, meanwhile, pulls Chopper out of the water and leaves him with Granny Kokoro as he begins heading down to the gates of justice to give Luffy some backup and save Robin. So now that Zoro's free, he can finally fight with his full strength. But unfortunately, it's a 2v1. Jabra is still in the fight, and he starts whooping Sogeking's ass right in front of Nami and Zoro. And it looks really bad. Jabra is about to actually kill Sogeking, and he would have too if Mr. Prince didn't swoop in and make the save. Finally, Sanji has washed all of the soap off of his body and can move again, which means he's ready to back up Zoro, finally making this a fair fight. Nami-swan! Thanks for the help, Sanji. I guess I really am useless. Sogeking, it's good to see you. What are you doing down here? Don't forget, we still have a mission. Save Robin, Chuan, no matter what. But we didn't get Robin back on the train, and we probably only failed that mission because I'm not a real fighter. You don't need to be a fighter, you're the king of snipers. Look, Sogeking, I don't know how many field missions you've been on, but you're not supposed to stack agents with the same skill sets on missions. I'll do what you can't do, and you do what I can't do. Sanji, as long as you're on our side, I know we can save Robin. Exactly what I was thinking, Mr. Prince. Come, naked thief, we must save the day! So Nami and Sogeking take off to save Robin, and Sanji starts fighting Jabra. And the contrast between Kaku versus Zoro is staggering. Sanji is dog-walking Jabra. So Jabra has to find another way around this ass-whooping. He can't fight Sanji straight up. Damn, you really are strong. Thank God it was you who I found. Here, take the key. What? Please, go save Robin. It's what I really wanted all along, you see? Because me and Robin are actually brother and sister. What? That's right. Oh, it's a terrible story. A horrible, sad, sad story, but also like heartwarming and uplifting too, because we love each other so much. And all I wanted was to meet the right person, a strong person, stronger than me, someone who might just be able to save my sister. Please, Mr. Kickman, take this key and save my sister. Oh my God, I had no idea. Thank you. Okay, wow, I'll definitely take this key After I send you to a pet cemetery. Ah, what the? Oh my God. You think I'm dumb enough to believe that Robin is related to your ugly ass? How do you know we're not related? We could have been separated at a young age and went down different paths in life. I just told you how I know. You're ugly and you smell bad and you have fleas. Why do you have fleas? It's a lot of animals in this tower. We don't know who brought the fleas. It wasn't me, but that's not the point. So you don't bathe. You're ugly, smelly, and stupid, and you want me to believe that you and Robin have anything in common? See, this is the shit that makes me mad. Y'all motherfuckers think I'm soft because I won't ever put my hands on a lady. But let me ask you something, Jabra. Do you see any ladies around here? What? Answer the question, wolf boy. Do you see any ladies around us right now? No, I don't. Then why are you treating me like I'm stupid as if I have any reason to restrain myself? Sanji lets the anger fire him up as he does a new move called Diable Jambaloo and kicks Wolf Boy straight to hell. So another CP9 agent bites the dust. So let's go back to Lucci's perspective for a second. You see, him and Luffy are fighting, but from Lucci's perspective, he shouldn't be a match like at all. But this rabid lunatic is throwing hands, and at one point he even tries to bite Lucci. He's like, what the fuck? He's crazy. And this is when Frankie finally runs into Luffy. And hilariously, Luffy is like, listen, I don't know what you want. You just please get in line. I will beat you up after I'm done with Robert, all right? And Frankie's like, what? No, we're on the same side, idiot. I'm here to help you beat him up so we can go save Robin. And Luffy's so funny. He doesn't care at all. He's just like, I still kind of want to beat you up for what you did to Usopp, but if you really want to help, then just go help Robin. I'm beating this guy up. Frankie's confused. He's like, are you sure? Like, it looks like you're barely holding your own, which was true at this point. Like, right now in the story, it looks like Luffy is not keeping up with Lucci. But Luffy tells him again, just go on ahead. But Frankie doesn't listen. Frankie tries to punch Lucci and it doesn't do anything. And this is when Lucci punches Frankie a bunch of times in the stomach. And so just imagine being Lucci, all right? You're feeling yourself. You're talking all that good shit to both Frankie and Luffy. And in the middle of talking all that good shit, the maniac of Enies Lobby jet pistols you right in the face. Like, just steals one off on you. You didn't know he could hit that hard or that fast. Luffy again tells Frankie to just go on ahead. Trust him. He's got it. So Lucci transforms and goes to attack Frankie again. And Luffy slaps him down again with a jet whip. Lucci is so confused. Like, this lunatic really does have the Kaioken. Okay, what the hell? Why are you fighting so hard? In Water 7, you went down after I hit you once in this form. Bitch, that was yesterday. I'm a whole different person now. You know what? I don't have time for the y'all. So as Luffy and Lucci continue one of the greatest fights in all of One Piece, Zoro is fighting Kaku, who keeps saying this is the true power of giraffes. Zoro's like, okay, I don't know much about giraffes or really anything about giraffes, but I don't think they do any of the shit that you're doing. Like, be for real, are you just making things up as you go along? And Kaku's like, what? Of course not. Get ready for my finishing move. Pasta machine. And it was at that moment when Zoro heard Kaku say pasta machine, that was the name of his finishing move. Zoro was like, okay, how am I supposed to fight this guy? He is horribly confused. So Zoro's backed into a corner and he starts to think what he can do to turn the tables in this situation. Damn it. All right, let's see. What is this guy's weakness? I'm gonna lose if I don't figure it out. Come on. Let me think. Okay. He's a giraffe. Think, Zoro. When's the last time you saw a giraffe? It was in The Lion King. All right, great. Okay, so The Lion King. And The Lion King is in the savannah, which is in... Hey, what are you whispering about over there? Why does it look like you're about to lock in? What are you about to do? Nothing. Kaku goes to do a Tempest kick to end the fight, and suddenly this lunatic grows another 2 faces and a bunch of arms. Like, he doesn't know what's going on. All Kaku knows is that he has to end this fight now. But as Kaku's trying to attack, that's when Zoro lands his attack, the Ashura's Silver Mist. And it hits Kaku so hard it knocks him out of his giraffe form. And right before Kaku passes out, one of the only things he can think is, did he have that transformation this whole time? Zoro tells Kaku that Paulie says that he's fired, and Kaku gives Zoro the last key. So now all of CP9 has been defeated except for their leopard leader, Robert Lucifer. Meanwhile, Spandam and Nico Robin are almost to the gates of justice. And just imagine being Spandam after everything that you've been through. You are almost home free. Almost to the gates of justice. And right before you get there, you get half your face blown off, which creates just enough of a distraction for Nico Robin to get away from you. You look up to see where the hell that shot came from, and you see a masked maniac standing at the top of the tower singing his own theme song. So Spandam orders the Marines to shoot Nico Robin, and that's when Frankie shows up too. Frankie, the last time you saw him, you pushed him off the edge of the tower, so you're like, how the hell are you here? Frankie uses the keys they took from the CP9 agents and finally frees Robin from her handcuffs. Frankie and Robin start whooping everybody's ass on the bridge. Meanwhile, the Buster Call has finally reached Enies Lobby and starts hurling cannonballs all over the island, destroying everything in sight, which means the other Straw Hats are in danger as the entire tower starts to flood. But luckily, Kokoro, the drunk driving train operator is actually a drunk driving train operating mermaid person. She saves all the Straw Hats and takes them to a ship where they can finally reunite with Robin and Frankie. And thanks to the Giants that Soga King recruited, all of the Frankie family made it out as well. So now the Straw Hats are closer to victory than ever before. The only thing that's left is Luffy beating Rob Lucci and making it back to his friends so they can all escape. Heading back over to Lucci, he's still confused and he's talking to Luffy to try to figure out what the hell is going on. Okay, seriously, what is that transformation? How are you so much stronger? Told you it's the Kaioken. Shut up, that is not the Kaioken. In fact, I think I figured it out. You're pumping blood faster and increasing your blood pressure to move faster and hit harder, which is only possible because you're made of rubber. Well, yeah, I guess if you want to be a nerd about it, but like I said, it's pretty much just the Kaioken. You're shortening your life. You know that, don't you? Yeah. Just like the Kaioken. That is not the Hiya! Robert and Luffy's final fight continues. And as much as Lucci knocks him down, Luffy keeps getting back up. I know Lucci is tired. Like, he thought this was just gonna be a light, chill day at the office. Like, he was finally gonna be allowed to return home after being undercover for all those years. He should be celebrating, not fighting a crackhead and the exhaustion that comes from fighting a crackhead. But Luffy keeps hanging with him, so Lucci decides to hit him with a bunch of finger pistols. But when the smoke clears, Lucci hears this maniac say, "Gear third." Lucci's like, "What? No, stop. Right now, stop. You have another transformation, stop it." Now imagine you're Robert bitch-ass Lucci. You have put up with all of this nonsense up until now. Then you see the maniac that's been terrorizing Enies lobby stick his thumb in his mouth and blow into it like it's a balloon. Then he punches you with the biggest fist you have ever seen. This idiot is mixing real anime moves with cartoon logic. He hits you hard as shit too. You go flying into one of the marine ships that's destroying Enies lobby. He hits you so hard you have a flashback that takes up half the episode. You had to remember everything you were fighting for just to deal with this lunatic. And the funniest thing is, he doesn't even wait for your flashback to end. He leaps out of the tower and just starts kicking boats with his big ass foot. So you two start fighting on the ships a little bit until suddenly the crackhead that's been fighting you for almost 2.5 hours turns into a little kid. You have no idea what's going on. He just runs back into the tower. Doesn't explain anything. He just skedaddles. So yeah, you have no idea what's going on, but you know you can't let this lunatic go or else he's gonna come back with another transformation. You have no desire to see what Gear 4 looks like, so you go after him. And you don't care that he's a kid right now. You still keep whooping his ass. And you go to finish him off, but the punch that he gave you earlier actually did a lot of damage. And you've really been beating this maniac up for a good 3 hours at this point. Like, no Gatorade, no bathroom breaks, nothing. Just 180 minutes of fighting a wacky crackhead that refuses to take anything seriously. I know Lucci is tired because it went from a somewhat one-sided beatdown to a street fight to the death on an exploding island. So yeah, as Lucci, you are tired of it. You use your strongest attack, the 6 King gun. It knocks the wind out of him, but like only for a couple seconds. He gets back up immediately. You're like, man, come on. Meanwhile, his friends show up and start shouting at him that they freed Robin already and he should go ahead and beat you so they can all leave. You're like, they did what? The island isn't even here anymore. How did they get to Robin? Is my whole team dead? What's been happening while I've been fighting this lunatic? With new energy, the crackhead is on Lucci's ass, so Lucci hits him with another 6 King gun. And again, he gets back up immediately. Lucci's like, what the f- stay down. But it looks like this time it was a bluff. All that damage finally catches up to Luffy, and he collapses in front of Rob Lucci. So put yourself in Robert's shoes, okay? It is finally over. You outlasted the craziest son of a bitch in the East Blue. Literally no one else has managed to do that until now. It's over. It is finally over. You turn your attention to the bridge and see that the rest of the Marines have finally made it, and they've got the rest of the Straw Hats surrounded. So thankfully, after all of the nonsense you've been through, it looks like you're going to win the day after all. And that's when Lucci sees the same long-nosed guy that he was picking on in Water 7. This guy walks back up to the bridge and starts shouting at Luffy while he's laying on the ground. Luffy! What are you doing? What's up? Oh, wow. So you came after all. That's cool. Hey, Puss in Boots. Forget about him. Since Luffy's too tired to fight, I'll be your opponent. You're gonna fight him? That's right. You got a problem with that, Luffy? Not at all. Considering the last time we saw each other, you was beating my ass like it was Batman versus Superman. So to be honest, I'm excited to see you lock in against someone that isn't me. Like, what was that? That shit felt personal. I've never seen you fight that hard before. Nah, that's fine. You just stay there on the ground and I'll fight him. When we get to Elbaf, I'll tell the Giants that I was the one who beat Lucci. That's fine. Wait, what'd you say? That's right. I saved Robin. And I'm the person who burnt Enies lobby down to the ground. And when they hear that I'm the one who beat Rob Lucci of CP9, 9, they're gonna give me Thor's hammer instead of you. Usopp, cut it out. I've been fighting him for 3 hours. You can't take credit for this. Who's gonna believe that, Luffy? I already met 2 giants earlier today. We became best friends. I'll just go tell them that I saved the day. And then they'll tell all their giant homies that me, the great Captain Usopp, deserves Thor's hammer more than Monkey D. Luffy. Usopp, cut it out. You know I called dibs on Thor's hammer. It's mine. Oh, Lucci's coming over here, Luffy. We're about to have an epic battle. I'm gonna finish him off and pretend I was the hero this whole time. Maybe Zoro will get a crack at him too. Sanji's here and Frankie can fight too, Luffy. We might as well jump him. Then all of us can share custody of Thor's hammer. It'll be great. You leopard bitch, don't go over there. That hammer is mine. It is so crazy that you idiots managed to push us this far, but I'm tired of it, all right? I'm just gonna kill all of you. I know you can't fight anymore, so just sit there and watch. Who can't fight anymore? I could do this all day. What are you, Captain America? Just stay down, it's over. Hell no, I swear on Thor's hammer. Till I turn you into a pelt, my body isn't touching the ground for the rest of this fight. Beat him, Luffy, and we'll go to Elbaf together. So now Lucci has to fight this lunatic again, and now he's softly singing I Need a Hero to himself while he throws punches at him. And again, he is fighting way harder than he should be right now because the Kaioken has been draining him and hurting him this entire time. So Lucci is tired of this. He grabs the crackhead with his tail and hits him with a third 6-king gun, and then he walks away because surely it is over now. Hey, I didn't hear no bell. The crackhead that Lucci has been fighting for 3.5 hours straight is staring him in the face. The maniac that's been attacking Enies lobby screams Gomu Gomu no Jet Gatling and then starts throwing hands at Rob Lucci. Lucci tries to use Iron Body to absorb the impact, but it is no use. He is whooping his ass with a staggering barrage of punches. Luffy punches pushing boots through the wall and out of the tower. The fight is finally over. Captain Crackhead has knocked out Robert bitch-ass Lucci. Rest in peace, Toriyama! So Luffy finally did it, but the Straw Hats are still in a bad spot. Come on, Luffy, keep pushing. No, I think I pushed all I can. What? We ain't both gonna make it. Go, I'll hold him off. Luffy, what are you talking about? It would mean a lot to me. Please. Are you Red Dead Redemption 2ing me right now? Get the hell out of here and be a goddamn man. Luffy, you're my brother. I know. Luffy can't make it over there to their escape ship, and to make matters worse, the Marines actually decide that they want to be competent for once. They destroy the ship the Straw Hats were going to escape in, so now they're all stuck and stranded in this precarious position. The Marines start to destroy more of the bridge until they corner all the Straw Hats at the very edge that's overlooking the sea. Things are more dire than they've ever been, and in the middle of it all, Usopp starts to hear a voice telling him to look below. What is that? Oh no. Oh, for us? Man, you're so... Jump in the sea! Everyone right now, jump in the sea! Usopp, what are you talking about? We can't just... Shut up and listen to me! We've all been working together to save Robin. All of the Straw Hats together. But we still have one more crew member. We still have one more friend. Chopper, did you look down there? Yes, I did. Robin, grab Luffy and throw him into the sea. Hey, whoa, hey, ha, hey, ha, ooh, yahoo, yeah, ha. To the sea, to the sea, to the sea, to the sea. Rob Lucci lays on the ground clinging to consciousness, cursing this group of fools that he assumes only made it this far because of blind luck. And the last thing he sees is that group of naive fools jumping into the sea in what seems to be mass hysteria. That is until he too finally looks below. There waiting for them on the surface of the sea is the ship that Kaku and the other shipwrights told the Straw Hats would never sail again. The ship that Lucci himself made sure to crash into the ocean. Water 7 was meant to be the Mary's grave, and Lucci believes that he was witness to the end of the Straw Hats as well as the end to the Going Merry, only to now realize the truth. The truth is, the Straw Hats didn't win today because of blind luck or marine incompetence. The Straw Hats won because the love they have for each other is so strong, even the ship that they sailed on felt obligated to reciprocate that love and come through for them one more time. As Lucci wrestles with the uncomfortable truth that the Straw Hats have won and the world government lost, he finally allows himself to lose consciousness because it is finally well and truly over. A bunch of maniacs broke into his job, beat up every single one of his coworkers, blew up the entire island before they beat him up, and escaped on what he can only assume to be a magic boat. For any other villain, this would have been the most chaotic last day of work, but Rob Lucci is something else. He's not going to get fired, and in fact, we will be seeing him in future episodes. And that is about the end of Enies Lobby. Well, not completely the end. We still have post Enies Lobby, but that'll be next. Thank you guys so much for being here. These videos obviously are my favorite to make, but they also take a lot of time due to, you know, how much One Piece I have to pour through to make sure that I write the script that I want to write for these videos. So just thank you for your patience. If you're still here and you still enjoy these videos, it truly does mean the world to me. This is the part where I obligatorily plug the other things that I'm doing. Like if you want to support me, check out the Patreon and also have the chance to vote in like exclusive Moogie Goof Council votes on what videos that I do next, and also like exclusive content that I don't post on here. Go ahead, check out the Patreon there. Also, my Twitch is really fun. We game there every weekend with my friends, and during the week, I'm going to be doing like single-player campaigns, maybe switch it up a couple of times, but we are now knee-deep in Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is hilarious will be the next video on this chapter, or the next big video on this channel that I am just so, it's been such a journey. All the people that have been following on Twitch, your names will be in the video. I will specifically thank every one of you because truly, it's just, it's a journey. And once we finally get Kingdom Hearts 1 out, I can start my playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 2. So yeah, if that interests you, if you like Kingdom Hearts at all, consider checking out the Twitch because we will be getting knee deep in some Kingdom Hearts. But that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being interested, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.